Hi guys, it's Wednesday, so we're halfway through my wife's holiday. So I've only got to look after myself for a few more days. So today we're going to have a pizza. Goodfellas. Pepperoni. Don't know what that noise was. Okay, it should be fairly straightforward. Cooking instructions. Heat the oven. Fan assisted oven 180. That's 180. Remove all the packaging, recycle the carton, spread out all the toppings. Cook directly on top oven shelf, no baking tray. (15 to 17 minutes). Right, set that for 17. Okay, that looks reasonably well spread out. Right, we'll come back in 17 minutes. Time's up. Right, you can use a glove. Oh, might have to. Is that stuck? No, that's all right. Well, that's well cooked. It's a bit of a hard crust. Oh dear me. I prefer a softer crust than that. I was probably a little bit generous on the timing. Oh dear. We used to have proper pizza plates, flat, not curved up like this. Anyway, nearly ready. Just get me drink. So there we go. Pepperoni pizza, cooked Grandad style, like out of a box and into the oven. Yeah, that'll do. If you want to watch me eat it, I'll be doing a mukbang video now, which I'll put on my other channel. Hi guys. Another mukbang video where you watch me eating while I chat. So, cheers. Pizza today. Pepperoni pizza. One of those ones that come in a cardboard box and you put in the oven. So you'll have seen me cook it already if you're watching this video from the start, because I put that bit at the front. that becomes a separate video on my main channel, Cooking Grandad style, where I demonstrate my lack of cooking skills, cookery skills. So, Wednesday the 26th of August. That means my wife's been on holiday since last Saturday and will be coming back this coming Saturday. So this is the middle of the week. I only have to look after myself for a few more days. And what have I done today? I don't seem to have done very much. Still tidying the workroom, my workroom. Made some progress. I can actually sit at my chair now, which might not sound much, but that's quite a big step. For the last few months, well, more than a few months, probably this year, there's been so much stuff piled into that little room that it's hard enough just to get in there. You certainly couldn't sit down at the chair because the chair was covered in junk. I guess that's what you call crispy crusts. Some people like it like that. I can survive with it. I prefer them a bit softer than that. So yeah, tidying the workroom. I've got an extra drawer unit in there that I bought, must have been yesterday or the day before, and squeezed that in. I've moved some shelves around a bit. Started putting some of the stuff back into those drawer units that I'd got out in boxes all over the floor. Made a shelf to go on top of the drawer units because otherwise they rock around a bit, but with a single shelf across the top that holds them all steady. That was quite handy, I suppose, because that's got rid of a bit of junk in the garage. So I've got loads of wood and that in the garage, so I didn't have to go and buy anything. I just went out there, found a nice, well, it's not wood really, it's do they call it builder's board or something? It's not plywood, it's not chipboard, it's funny stuff, but it's quite easy to cut. Use my old circular saw, which has got a pretty blunt blade on it and struggles to get through proper wood, but it went through that stuff okay, so that was handy. Cut it to size. So that's a tiny bit less junk in the garage. Another useful shelf in the workroom. It's been a hot day today. So my wife's on holiday with my daughter and grandsons. They're down on the coast in a caravan. Well, we've been having this really stormy weather, but I think they're having a nice day today as well. Told her she couldn't come home early, whatever the weather's like, because I've got so much junk spread around upstairs out of my workroom, so I could actually work in it and tidy it up. And I've just started getting some of that junk back into the workroom, but into the drawer units, so it's tidier. What else have I done? Videos, edited some videos at the same time. Edited yesterday's Muckbang videos. Rubber band powered car. One of the ones that I found in the workroom, stored in the workroom. So had to check it still worked, didn't I? That was one that's designed to go forwards, backwards and stop where it started. So it's one of those special task type rubber band powered cars. I used to get a lot of requests for that sort of thing. Ones that carry heavy weights, ones that pick things up as they go along, ones that drop things as they go along automatically at a preset point. Those are ages old, some of those videos, and still get views. And it is quite interesting to see what gets views on my channel. None of the new stuff does. Obviously, I'm not doing the sort of things that people want to watch, according to YouTube. But I still get views on the old stuff. Well, I get more views on the old stuff than I do on the new stuff. I keep getting people ask me, well, I say keep, on a fairly regular basis, I get people ask me why I only get 100 views on a video, if I'm lucky, when I got 80,000 subscribers. I guess the answer to that is most of them started watching my channel when they had school projects or something like that, and now they've grown up and left school, but they haven't bothered to delete the subscription. I do get the occasional person comment, say, "Oh, I didn't know you were still making videos." And I thought, well, I've never stopped. In fact, I try to stop. I try to slow down, but I find that very difficult. Because you're watching this on my other channel, because that's where this video will be. And I started my other channel originally because people were asking me for more detail on the shorter videos I was doing on the main channel. So rather than clog up the main channel with long videos, I created a second channel, Grandad's other channel, for the long videos, for the ones with more detail. So that's what you're watching now. Even now, I still get requests for old videos with more detail, so I have to dig into my archives, find the original files and re-edit them. I'm just wondering if you can actually hear me crunching on these, they're like biscuits almost, this pizza base. So, what else have I done today? I've done another paper aeroplane video. I've done some 3D printing that I want to do videos about, but I don't want to do that until I finish tidying up the workroom. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself, to leave them alone. One of those is a solar powered pulse motor. That's just downloaded a file that I was just looking to see if I'd got his name on a bit of paper here. Gazumwalt is his channel name, G for something, and I think his name might be Zumwalt, something like that. I don't know. But I've been following him for a while now. He does lots of nice, interesting, simple 3D prints and lots of very complicated ones. And I was going through his back catalogue and found this pulse motor. So I printed it off, but I've done nothing with it yet. I need to get some neodymium magnets. And I'm hoping it will work off a normal solar rocker power unit, circuit board. I hope it does, because that will make it very easy. I've also 3D printed my own design catamaran boat. It's quite small, and that's because I want to use the motors and radio control gear out of one of those wall climbing cars. I've already taken one apart, well, I've taken lots apart, but I've already taken one apart and used it to drive a little boat. And I was looking at it the other day up in the workroom, because it's stored up there, thinking I could take the motors out of it again, or out of the boat, and put them into a little catamaran, as I just said. It's not going to be, well, it's going to be small. It's not going to be the sort of thing that goes shooting across a lake, but it might work on the paddling pool when we have it out, or in the bath. I think I showed you in a previous Muckbang video, I've got some boats on the desk here, or dining table as it is, that I printed, that I mean to put motors on at some time and give them a try, but they were just tests to see if I could actually design a boat. It's not a big deal, it's just new to me, because I use Tinkercad online to do my 3D design stuff. And that's very, very basic, but it's interesting to see how complicated you can make it using basic building blocks. I'll just reach over and grab one of those boats. There you go. So when I did this, one of the things I did wrong is the front and the back are parabolas. The middle bit is just a tube, a round shape, but I put the sides different. If you can see, it's got a different number of edges to it, or sides, so I've just modified that for the catamaran. I've used the same basic shape but made the centre section the same number of sides as the parabola, so it looks like a continuous piece. And I made it narrower, much narrower, duplicated it, so there's two of them, so it becomes a catamaran. And this is the same boat, which I was having trouble with that pink filament. Which I eventually realised was dirt in the nozzle was causing it to go very thin. And this one, which you can't really see now, you might be able to see, it looks very rough. That's because the filament had gone very thin and it wasn't laying down properly. So this particular version of the boat, you could actually squeeze it. Well, in the middle of this one, there's a little bit of support there, which is incredibly thin. Can you see that? You can see through it. Well, that whole boat was like that. Excuse me. So I covered it with this stuff, wet wipe. Tried it out using an idea from a chap called What Waster, or at least his channel name is What Waster, and he was using it to strengthen foam wings. So you lay it over it and then you fill it with glue, a little bit like you'd do fiberglass laying up. So I've gone from something as loose as this to a nice rigid boat. It's still a little bit rough because I didn't rub it down enough before I painted it, but that's nice and solid, whereas before you could see through it for a start. So what I've got to do with these, what I'd like to do with them, is design an outboard motor that can sit on the back. Just realised I'm talking more. It's 21 minutes we're up to now. I've still got 3 pieces of pizza to go. That's going to be a very long mukbang video. Still, you're not supposed to rush your food, are you? I don't think there's anything else in here to talk about though. I might stop the video because we're up to, I'd say, 22 minutes. I've only got 3 bits of pizza left to eat. Paper aeroplanes. That's a joke. I said to one of the chaps who'd commented on one of my paper aeroplanes that I had a book full of them and I could make a series of going through them. I hadn't really intended to, but that's what I'm doing. There's 190 pages in the book. Each design takes 2 pages, so half of 190, no, stop there. Doesn't start until page 10, so 10 off 190 is 180, 2 pages each, so that's 90 designs. So at 1 a day, that's 3 months. And I've done a few other little things in the middle as well. So it hasn't always been one every day. But yeah, that series has been running for at least 3 months now. We're in August. Yeah, probably, well, I certainly couldn't have started it later than June. Probably started it in May. And I've got 9 left to go. Although I did skip over 1 or 2, because it does duplicate some of them. It just changes the artwork on them and calls them a different name. Now there's another subject to talk about. 25 minutes. Still waffling. Affiliate links. Things where you can sell stuff off your videos, or at least you put a link in there, in my case, or in this case Amazon, and if somebody follows your link to go to Amazon, then you get a few pennies, a percentage of the sale. Well, that book, I put an affiliate link in my video descriptions for that book. Now, if people were buying it at full price, that one was $12.99. So you'd probably get, I don't know, 5 pence out of $12.99 or something like that. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's something pretty small. But there aren't any new ones left. They're generally second-hand ones that have been offered for sale. So they're about a couple of quid, something like that. So when you look at that percentage on that, I don't actually get any money out of it. It's not a problem, because people just ask me for links, and I thought, well, if I'm going to give them a link, I might as well use an affiliate link and get something out of it. But with something of that little value, you really don't get anything back. Well, I can tell you, I don't get anything for it. If you were buying a 3D printer from my affiliate link, I might get a few pennies for that. But from the book, I'm really just providing a service. And then, talking about merchandise, yeah. You may notice under my videos, certainly on my main channel, there's always a strap under there for t-shirts with Teespring. I don't understand what it is with Teespring. They must have some direct link to Google, because that's the only shop that YouTube will put underneath your videos. If you go down through the video description, you'll find links to my merchandise sites, which is Redbubble, Cotton Cart. I think that's it, Redbubble and Cotton Cart. Oh, and then there's my Patreon link. Yeah, I've got some Patreons or patrons on my Patreon link, but I could count them probably on one hand. So people think that all YouTubers make lots of money from Patreon. No, we don't. Lots of people might be on Patreon and they've probably got 1 or 2 Patreon patrons following them. Some of the big channels make good money from it, but the little ones don't. And then there's Ko-fi or Coffee, which is where you can just make a direct donation to me. It sounds like I'm trying to sell it, but I'm just explaining what's down in the links. They've been there for years, and I can assure you I make nothing on them, but they're there because people have asked for them. 29 minutes. Nobody's still going to be watching this. But then I'm talking to myself anyway, aren't I? There's no interaction on this. Dear me. Talking and eating, shouldn't do it. Sun's going down out there. It's getting late. I really can't imagine anybody watching this all the way through. And I did say I was going to stop, didn't I? I've only got one piece of pizza left. Hang on, let's do that for the thumbnail. Big cheesy grin. Yeah. Thumbnails, that's another subject. That's, if you do know anything about YouTube, thumbnail is probably the most important thing, and I don't give it enough attention. But when people are looking at recommendations from YouTube, it's as simple as that. If the thumbnail looks interesting, people might click on it. They're not going to read the title. They're certainly not going to read video descriptions. But if you've got an exciting looking thumbnail, then they might click on it. You might get a few more views. The rest of it's pretty irrelevant. Of course, once people have clicked on it and they find the thumbnail is nothing to do with the video, then they get upset and they start disliking your video and that sort of thing. But I don't think you'll find any of my thumbnails are misleading. They're all just taken from the video. Might have to do another live stream sometime. Not in a hurry to do one, but sometime or other I might do one. Of course, you're watching this on my other channel, and I've never done a live stream on my other channel. I've got the phone set up for selfie mode, and I'm looking at the screen so I can see myself talking. And just around here, I'm looking at my piece of pizza and it's flashing red. And I'm thinking, what's that? And that's the timer on the camera. And it's just about to stop. It's reached the maximum amount of time. So you're lucky. That's it. Thanks for watching. I wonder if I've got time for the end screen. Probably not. Video that YouTube thinks you might like. My channel, latest video on this channel, and a related playlist, which in this case will be my cooking with cooking Grandad style. Thanks for hanging around this long if you've made it this far, and the video is going to stop any second now. So thank you. See you some other time.